welcome back to the video presentations brought to you by registryready.com. In this segment, we are going to understand the process of respiration and the regulation of respiration. Respiration means exchange of gases, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. But for this exchange to take place, the air has to first enter the lungs. So the mechanical movement of air in and out of the lungs is known as ventilation. So ventilation, the term, means just the mechanical process of air moving in and out of the lungs, whereas respiration means where the actual gas exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide is taking place. Now this exchange takes place at two levels. The first level takes place in the lungs, and this kind of respiration is known as external respiration. Here the air moves into the lungs. From the lungs you have oxygen entering the blood. You have oxygen entering the blood, and you have the blood giving up carbon dioxide back into the lungs. So this is the exchange that takes place. Lungs have a high concentration of oxygen. The blood has a low level of concentration. So the oxygen moves from the lungs into the blood, and from the blood comes out carbon dioxide back into the lungs, which is removed from the body when we exhale. The second level takes place at the blood and the tissue level. The blood, which has high levels of oxygen, will give oxygen to the tissues. These tissues have a high level of waste products, which is carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is given back to the blood. The blood will bring it back to the lungs and exchange it. So this respiration, or this exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, which is taking place at the tissue organ level, is known as internal respiration, whereas the respiration or the exchange of gas taking place in the lungs is known as external respiration. And we said that this exchange takes place due to the process of diffusion. Diffusion is the process where any gas passes from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. So diffusion is the reason why the exchange of gases take place, and exchange of gases is what is known as respiration. What is perfusion? Perfusion is basically transporting or transfer of oxygenated blood to the different organs and systems, so that these organs and tissues can take up the oxygen and use it for its energy and metabolism. That is known as perfusion. Now when we speak about regulation of respiration, respiration is basically regulated by the brain, structures in the brain, particularly in the brain stem, which are known as the pons and the medulla. These two regulate the process of respiration. They regulate it by being extremely sensitive to the level of carbon dioxide and not to the level of oxygen. So the gas which regulates the kind of respiration, or gas that regulates how fast or slow we breathe, is basically carbon dioxide and not oxygen. So every time the pons or the medulla senses that there is very high levels of carbon dioxide in the body, they are going to send a message to the diaphragm via the phrenic nerve. So the phrenic nerve is going to carry information to the diaphragm, and it is going to tell the diaphragm to increase the rate of respiration. So by increasing the rate of respiration, if you're going to breathe faster, you are going to lose the amount of carbon dioxide. We said every time we exhale, we lose carbon dioxide. So by exhaling faster, we are going to lose carbon dioxide from the body. So anytime you have a high level of carbon dioxide, the brainstem reflexes are going to tell the diaphragm via the phrenic nerve to increase the rate of respiration. So it is safe to say, when you have high levels of P is just the partial pressure, so how much pressure is present. So if there is more carbon dioxide in the body, you're going to ultimately be having an increased respiratory rate. It is also safe to say that if you increase your respiration, you're going to lose carbon dioxide. If you decrease your rate of respiration, you're going to retain carbon dioxide. So in this very short and concise way, we've discussed the process of respiration, which is internal and external respiration, and we've talked about the regulation of respiration. So the gas which is responsible for regulating how fast or slow we breathe is carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is very sensitive to some of the brain structures within the brain stem. When they sense that you have a high level of carbon dioxide in the body, carbon dioxide is acidic, you need to lose that acid. So when the brainstem structures sense that there is excessive acid in the body, they're going to send a message to the diaphragm, increase the rate of exhalation. So you start to breathe faster. In the process of breathing faster, you're going to lose that excess acid which was present in the body.